Now that I've started recording. All right. You're welcome to, I'll repeat it again, the penultimate session. So this evening we would be talking about storytelling. Like, I'm super excited. You can feel the energy already from the videos that I was playing. Okay, so let me bring this down and use it. So do I need to I don't think I need to talk about this picture anymore, because I already told you that the pictures that I usually use here, they are to spark up conversation, and you can see that this person is actually telling story. And for you to know that that story is captivating, is interesting, you can see it from the smile of this person. She's not looking confused, she's even more like she's interested. So that is the goal of this session. The goal of this session is to let teach you how to tell great stories, right? There's there's the way you tell story and people can be like, eh. And there's a way you tell story and people be like, whoa, yeah. So how to tell great stories. That's what we're talking about tonight, this in this session. And you can also see this lady as well. Okay, so most humans don't like reading, hmm, except maybe they are writers, because they are writers, they are writers, they do not have choice. Become a good writer, a great writer, learn how to read. So that's why it is here that except they need to read to pass an exam, or they naturally love reading. So it is very rare for you to see people pay attention to your valuable post in quotes. They say, give value, give value, give value, give value. If your value is not coming in a way that will appeal to them, they will swipe, because they've gone through a lot of stressful day only for them to come and view your posts or your status. And what you are, you know, when you are reading, it is a mental action. So you are putting your brain to start processing a lot of things. That's energy. But when you are telling story, people are more relaxed. They are they will not want to object. Yeah, they've been working all through the day or working all through, and your story is just like a relaxing pill for them. You get, so that's how you're going to get people's attention. So most humans don't like reading, except they need to read to pass an exam, or they naturally love reading. But you need people to see you. Like, if they don't like reading, you need them to see you. And this is because your personal brand is crucial to having a profitable connection on the internet. If whatever it is that is on the internet is usually in the form of text, images, or videos. So whether it is a text, a form of text, or is in form of even the video, they are verbal texts. So words are things that get people's attention. But to get their attention, it requires some sort of technique. There are some people that you think that, um how are these people able to just speak and people listen to them? Like, what do they do? What do they know? Or even the people that you admire, how are they able to command that kind of audience? Like, you go to maybe a program, and a speaker is speaking, and you see some people still talking, whereas another person will climb the stage and the person will be talking and the entire hall will be silent. How is that person? What's the secret of that person? So people will say it is storytelling, it is storytelling. So whether it is on stage or it is on the internet, it works across the niches that any niche that you are in or any position that you are. So what will you do now? Since people need to see you so that it can be profitable. And yeah, these people don't want to read. They don't like reading. And also, have you ever wondered why and how blogs like Yaba Left, Instablog, and all these guys they just keep growing. Like they've been growing, growing, growing. See the number of followers. I don't want to put a controversial person here. This lover. Oh God. Do you know the number of times this lover account has been like yanked off? And by the time another account is open, do you know the number of followers they get almost immediately? You think those same people don't have jobs? Oh, and they're not saying they don't have time for you? It's because people love Aproko. And as I put here, it's not the doctor. No, it's not that people love Aproko doctor. People like gists. People like stories, right? People don't want something that will add stress to them. What they just want is something relaxing. And I've discovered that information lasts longer in your mind when it comes in form of stories than when it comes in form of just spoken words. That is the reason why after surfing the entire internet, when you get home and you're not gisting, what you say to people will be the stories, the gist that you came across on the internet. And you're like, hey, so you will not believe what happened today. That is how it started. However, Aproko Doctor as well has been able to weave this into his approach by telling stories using educational formats. It's educational, but it's still adding humor, making it look like a gist. And that is the reason why people remember. There was a day I was eating shawarma that has two sausages, and I remember I said, "Hey, oh, Aproko Doctor, me, I will eat this one first. Next one, I'll tell them to to fry the sausage so that the calorie inside the sausage will die." That's on a lighter note, actually. So what I'm just trying to say is people love stories, people engage, but you're not looking at it. But the platform you're talking about is LinkedIn, and you're not meant to be writing too much of stories like kind of Instagram kind of thing. Yeah. You're not going to the kind of stories we are going to write it's not going to be Instagram. But what we wanted to know is that every human, as much as they say that we don't make emotional decision, we make logical decision. People that are in marketing, people that are core marketing, they know that every decision is emotion based. When people are saying you are too emotional, what they're trying to say is you are tending towards the negative part of emotion. But when it comes to the positive side, it is still emotion. It's just that it's possible for you to subject your emotion and be able to make rational decisions. But it is still emotion. It is because you satisfy something. That is emotion. So that's the same thing. I was talking about I mentioned earlier that are you now going to be writing stories as though you are on Instablog or you're on Instagram, or you're on Facebook? No, you're actually going to be telling stories. And I put it here that not the controversial ones, but it can be controversial if you have valid points and you can prove it. You have tough skin to prove it. For instance, there was a particular guy that posted on LinkedIn like 2 weeks ago that marketers are overpriced, overpaid content creators. Oh my God. This guy received backlashing from marketers. By the time I went to check his profile, he's a marketer. This guy used reverse psychology Like he is a marketer, not just a marketer, he owns a marketing agency. So he used that thing. However, a guy had to call his attention to it that, hey, you don't know, yes, this thing you're doing is actually going viral, making people to get your attention. Like people are seeing your post, you're getting their attention rather. But what you're doing is the marketing. And I agree. It is the marketing in the sense that people that are maybe they don't even know how to make informed decisions, they'll just see the post. Yeah, I said it. Those marketers, they don't know anything. They'll now go to their office and start having issues with their staff. It is the marketing because you are claiming something that is not true. You're saying marketers are overpriced content creators. Are you joking? Do you know the back end work that it takes before? Let's leave that. So that's why I'm saying that not the controversial ones. He told it as a story. Like marketers are, but stories about your brand, personal or business. So you're going to be telling stories on LinkedIn or whichever platform you're on. But particularly for this session is LinkedIn stories. You're going to tell your stories on LinkedIn, whether it's your personal or business brand. So let's quickly dive into what personal brand is. So I'm going to move away from this slide and I'll move to another slide to show, just quickly give us some personal branding insights. So when people hear personal branding, what comes to their mind is, oh, I need to quickly do logo for myself. I need to do business card. I need to do maybe what's it called? Okay, I'm coming. I want to admit some. Mm. Okay, so I hope you can still see my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can. Sis.
Okay, okay, thank you. So as I was saying, when people think of personal brand, they'll be thinking, you want to design logo, you want to no, that logo is in brand identity design, like in graphic design. If you actually meet a professional brand identity design, before the person will mention logo to you during your consultation session, it will be like after 5, 6, or 7 or 8 steps. Logos are usually the last thing when you want to do brand identity. So that is the reason why if you want to do logo and the person that wants to do your logo for you is saying 2,000 naira, just know that the person just want to go and carry what they don't know and join together and give you because you're going to get the answer. So first of all, a brand is a perception concealed in an identity. You can screenshot this, but you get to understand what I'm saying later. So when you see these guys, people call them logo. Yes, you can say these are logos. These are logos. But what they imply in the marketing world is called they are called identities. These things that you are seeing. The MTN logo that you call is called identity. The which other brand? Like I don't even know. But any logo picture that's image that's coming to your mind, it is an identity. And a brand identity can be something like this. And it can also be a collection of other things. Do you know that if you see a bag, if you see a bag or an ant fan or a tote bag or anything like a souvenir that has this shade of color, this shade of red, this shade of yellow, this shade of green, this shade of blue, what will come to your mind immediately will be, ah, is this bag from Google? They've been that color is their identity. I've been using blue for LinkedIn, even though that blue is not their color, but then let's have to use it. But there is a particular blue. When you see that blue color, you will know it is LinkedIn. When you see a particular orange color, you will know it is GT. So that color itself is an identity. I'm trying to look for a brand that is so popular with their pattern. I'm not sure. But if you are if you've been going to Wema Bank, like Wema, if you're conversant with Wema Bank location, their physical, like not alert this time around. If you go to Wema Bank and you go to their ATM stand, I want to admit people, sorry. If you go to their ATM stand, you are going to see some patterns. They are like wobbly stuffs like this. That pattern, there is nowhere that I will see it, that I will not know that this thing is for what's it called? It's for Wema. They've been able to create that thing. It is their identity. There are other brands as well. Some brands like Louis Vuitton, yeah. You just see LV all around their products. That is a brand identity. It's a pattern. So I'm just saying that there can be a lot of things to represent a brand, and they are called brand identities. And one of them is logo. So all of this, they are logos and they are brand identity, a type of brand identity. So as I said, when you are planning to start your personal branding, the first thing you're going to do is not logo. It's not logo, it's not letterhead. And another thing is when people say, I want to build my brand, I want to build a brand. And people think they want to, what they are trying to say is they want to start a business. They want to start a business. However, a company is not a brand. A brand is actually one of the products of a company. That means a company can have multiple brands. If you were in the class that I shared yesterday, this thing would just be like a repetition, and don't worry, repetition will make you understand better. So this example, the Coca-Cola company, they have this product, they have this product, and they have this product. These products are referred to as brands. Coca-Cola company, the Coca-Cola company, the producers of this, they are not brand. They are called the company. Let me use another example. I will use I think it's in I can't really remember, but I think it's in there is someone that I saw their LinkedIn post today. The person works at formerly worked at LTV. So you working at LTV and you are a staff of LTV. The services that LTV render, those are brands. You as a person, you can build your own personal brand within a company. I'm going somewhere. You are not going to get confused. There's something I want to drive at. That's why we are on this path. So why are these products referred to as brands? There is a perception that has been created for them, and I would prove that. So what is perception? Once you can get the meaning of what perception is, you will understand what personal branding is. And I can even stop this class and I'll go back to where we were before. So perception is the way in which something is regarded, something is understood or interpreted. This is an area in black and white, but through this lens, you could view it as colored. So it is possible that It's not even that it is possible. Coca-Cola has so much created or positioned themselves. They so much created something intangible around Fanta, around Coca-Cola, around Sprite that make you think that immediately you are feeling hot inside the hot sun. The next thing you see, maybe you're on Maryland Bridge, you just to call that guy that has very chilled uh Sprite. It is something that it is an influence. So personal branding, I'm going somewhere, is your ability to influence the way people think about you. It can even be it's mostly in the things that you say about yourself. Whatever it is that you say about yourself is the lens through which people will use to view you. I don't know why I want to start using LTV as LTV as example. LTV has, I think, two radio stations within their complex. I think they have Radio Lagos and I've forgotten the name of the other one. I've forgotten the name of the other one. But they the way Radio Lagos is like the English, but I've forgotten the name of the other one. The name of the other one, they have this tagline that they are Elero Amititi, and they what they are trying to say in that thing is, if you are a Yoruba person, you understand, like Elero Amititi, like their their wave is so strong that it covers the entire Lagos.
Echo FM.
Echo FM. Okay. Is Echo FM not Radio Lagos?
I don't think so.
They have,
I
I
don't
should know that.
I
Know
don't
that.
think so. I think Radio Lagos, Echo FM. I think okay. It might be. Oh, I think the other one is Traffic Radio.
So they thank you for that. So they have two different radio stations. People were listening to them, especially my grandpa. But it got to a point where a particular radio station again now came that sort of changed the wave of uh Yoruba news, Yoruba radio in Nigeria. I can say in Nigeria, I'm not joking. And that is Bond FM. Bond FM, you don't even really know from their brand name, from their company name, from their radio name, you don't really know what they do. You just say Bond FM. You would think maybe it's even their relationship focus. But no, what Bond FM keeps saying is they spread their news in a way that in your own language. And they keep doing that. How do they keep doing that? By ensuring that they present their news in English, in Yoruba, in the Nigerian ethnic languages, in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo. So they sort of drag that attention from the LTV guys, and then they moved to, because later on I even forgot about them because my grandfather is always playing radio, and later it's just Bond FM that I realized. So there are certain times that yes, people can stay if what's it called? If Radio Lagos or Echo FM, you see, I cannot even really remember them. If they've so much influenced people to make them see that hey, we are for you, we speak your language, people will not see. People will not leave them. Rather, you will become a pioneer. You become a pathfinder. It is the style of Bond FM, the way they present their news in these ethnic languages, that made other radio stations to now start something around if you are in Ekiti, you will hear these people called Biodun Kayode. you will you will hear something like Biodun Kayode, like all these two people reading news and then reading it in a fun way or in a local language style. Sunrise, they do it. They will give newspaper review. But Bond FM came and it just changed everything. It is their ability to influence people. They shape that narrative. So I would say personal branding is the way you have consciously or unconsciously influence how people regard, understand, or interpret your personality. And this time around, I'm going to add or your business. If you are not somewhere, what will people say about you? This is not a matter of Nena is a good girl, Joy is a good girl. Mm-mm, not just that. What will come to their mind immediately they see something that represents you? That is branding. Branding is perception, but it is so intangible. You can't touch it. And that's the reason why by the time you're done with you identifying your brand, being able to write it down, who your brand is going to serve, and all of that, then it is that information that they are going to gather together to use to create your brand identity. And that's the reason why certain products that are for certain gender will not have some sort of color, because it is a way to influence that this thing is not for a guy, oh, this is for a lady. When you see it's pink. All right, so let's move. Coca-Cola is still making sales despite the fact that this guy keeps pushing and shouting. Coca-Cola is still making sales. Like, they even have different varieties. Coca-Cola has made themselves to be seen as not just the drink that you add to your food, but to the people that are business owners. Coca-Cola has made themselves to be like a support for their business. Do you understand what it means that you have a chiller, you have a table and chair, you have umbrella? Uh-uh. Before you say you have money to go and buy chiller, do you even know how much chiller costs? They've been able to, that one is brand marketing. We are not even going into that part. But for individuals, Coca-Cola has been able to, especially these sprites, they've woven sprites to be something that you have to take. If I'm just go and study their advert, they made it to be something you have to take when you are very hot, you're in the sun, and you need to cool off. You take Sprite. If you want to do anything that has to do with home dining, you and your family, you want to eat, you do Coca-Cola. If you want to do beach events, you do Fanta. You know that they are consistent with that thing. They've been able to woven it. That's why you see people who keep, yeah, Hapoco doctor will do his part, but if maybe you've been exposed to ads, let's say from 7 years, and you are currently maybe 25 years old, 25 minus 7 is the number of years that Coca-Cola has used to ingrain you that, hey, this is how you should view our product. You should view it as something that is good for you. Whereas we all know the other side of the story. So, how are you going to make people that do not know you to view you? It is in your hand to make people see you in a certain light, in a certain way. And these same people are people that they don't like to read. So how are you going to get across to them, whether it is you or your business? So you have to go through storytelling. I think that's all I'm going to say from personal branding, because that's not, I just have to move here to show you what personal branding is, basically. So from what we've shared at that part, I've been able to make you see that personal branding is not just about logo. Before I created my own logo, after a while, and the reason why I created it, not that I was in a rush to create it, or I just said I want to do my logo now. Is because I needed to start a LinkedIn newsletter, and is needed that I have a logo. There is a section there, is a box that you have to put your logo. How do I have to go create one? So logo is like the end part. What you want to do first is to influence the way people see you. The funniest thing is, whether you are conscious of it or you're not conscious of it, you are building a personal brand. I mentioned it yesterday to those that joined the call, not on this platform, that the personal brand can be positive, it can be negative, it can even be confusing. So, and the people that resonate with your brand, what you might see as positive can be negative to other people. What you see as negative can be positive to other people. So the people that resonate with you, that you are able to influence their mind, are majorly people that have similar values to you, or people that you've been, yeah, it's basically values. Because I'm not sure, I don't want to mention anybody's name, so let me just leave it. Let me leave that. So yeah, personal branding is you being able to influence people's perception about you, while branding for your business is you being able to influence the way people think, people's perception about your business. And how do you do that? Do that by true storytelling. So I'm asking this question on your behalf. Toby, what type of stories will I be writing? What type of stories will I be telling? Let's say it is your personal brand that you're taking to LinkedIn. Number one, you're going to write your personal growth stories. That is like overcoming challenges, career pivots, lessons learned, those kind of stories. Oh, I I have been in the industry of so. I've worked at so, and now I am pivoting to this. These are the things that I've learned. These are the skills that I've acquired that has been helping me in this. So personal growth stories, success stories, wins that showcase expertise or resilience. Oh, you've been trying to do something and that thing has been looking so difficult. That is the reason why there was a period where people are saying that LinkedIn is, I am thrilled to if you remember, they will say, I am thrilled to tell you that I am excited to share my, but now it has reduced because people want to connect. People want to connect with you, not just you shouting thrilled. Tell us other things about you that we can relate to. Behind the scenes, the process behind your work, challenges you face. The challenges will make people know that you're authentic and you're not just coming to just write things to make you sound like you are utopic. You have an utopic experience. So client or case study stories. One of the things that also make people to see you that, oh, you really know what you're doing is when you come and you write about, okay, this particular project that I was working on, this was what is happening, this is what is happening. I will give you a scenario. You know, people will be, I don't know why I'm using Vicky James, because I used her yesterday as well. So people will be like, Vicky James has abandoned Vicky James has abandoned fashion, she's now doing content creation. I'm like, okay, like that's the perception. Don't forget personal branding. They've forgotten that first of all, she has a personal page, and whatever I see that she's posting about her marriage, about herself, and about anything, it is for her personal page, and subtly she's using it for her what? For her business. Her personal page, the number of engagement that she can use to get will determine the kind of brand ambassador deal that she's going to get. So that is another stream of income for her. Maybe day before yesterday or last weekend, she posted should I call it interview or conversation with Mo Abudu. that wants to celebrate her 60th birthday and reached out to her to make one of her dresses. Then I saw in the comment section like, so with all this your playful post, you are still serious with fashion. And I'm like, are these people joking? Don't forget that when I said earlier that you can put up controversial posts as long as they are valid and you can prove them and you have tough skin. If you can't, just focus on uh personal growth stories behind the scenes. Just stay. She can handle all of that. She doesn't care. So this client or case study story, she explained her challenges. Okay, when Muabudu reached out to her, this was what was on her mind. She and her team, they designed it, they did this and that. But on the first fitting, Muabudu said, "This, I'm not sure I'm going to wear this." Like, imagine, what should I tell you? Okay, Vicky James designed something and the client said, "I am not going to wear this." That shows she's not, she's showing her imperfection. It's not all her designs that clients would like. So what did she do? She went back and decided to go and do something else entirely. And by the time Mo Abudu will come again, it was like, perfect. This is what I want. Like, with that now, she will still get another deal. Inside that same chat, Vicky James, so you're going to be the one to do my bridal dress. Hey, Vicky James, so you're going to. So it is just for you to understand what you're doing, actually. She's doing, and another thing that, which is not a part of this, if you are into business, your goal should be, you should get to a point where your business should run, like the daily operations of your business doesn't have to have you being involved every day. During the early stage, it is required, but as your business grow, what should be in your mind as a CEO is that I need to ensure that I create systems that would make sure that my business doesn't run with me 247 on sit. I should be able to stay away and then go do some other things that while other people sort the day-to-day activities out. Right? So that is also one of the things that is helping her. And it is only when there is like, hey, we can't really do this thing, that's when she will just take the next available flight and rush down and join them. But as long it was, when I saw it, I was like, yes, this is actually great. You shouldn't, if you are too emotional with your business, you're not ready to grow. So industry trends and predictions. Maybe something happened in your industry, or you notice a particular trend. That is also something that you can write stories on. So how do you write these stories? How do you structure your stories? So you start with a hook. People don't, just like Instagram. One of the things, people are always scrolling. So first of all, the first thing you need to get for your post on LinkedIn are pictures. You just go and get some of your pictures you've taken at events. If you've not taken picture after this course, as you're going to work tomorrow, after this class rather, as you're going to work tomorrow, please snap yourself. Tell people to snap you. You're going to church, take pictures. Just start taking pictures. You need pictures. So the first thing people will see is that your picture will grab attention. So when your picture grabs their attention, they will scroll. The next thing they will do is they will read the first two lines. That's how LinkedIn, I don't know how they created that thing, but that's how LinkedIn works. So they create it's only the first two lines of your content that they are going to see. So that thing is called hook. So you are going to make sure that that thing is attention grabbing, something they want to click and say, I want to read the remaining part of your story. So when you have a good hook, you're not going to continue with the body, then you write your lessons and then call to action. I would see if because I said I want to keep to 1 hour. So, practical tips for writing engaging LinkedIn posts. Keep it conversational, write as if you're talking to a friend. Use short paragraphs and white space for easy readability. Add visuals, emojis, or formatting for emphasis. End with a question or call to action to spark engagement. Be authentic. Your real experiences are your most powerful stories. And also, don't overshare your life situation. Let me quickly see if I can get a. Let me see. Let me talk about the posts that I wrote today. Yes, so I've gone back to this. I'm going to explain in my content strategy class. I've gone back to this. So in case you're like, how did we change our header again? Is very necessary. Okay, so no, I don't want it to come this way. Let me come here and see if it's going to show. All right. So this is when you post on LinkedIn, your picture will show like this is just a collapsed version. But do you see these two lines? These line of sentences. Those are the first thing after the next thing that people will see after this picture. I intentionally use this picture because I know that people know me that I barely use colored hair. Majority of the people that reacted and comment to this are people that sort of know me on a personal basis. So they will be like, okay, Toby on colored hair. What's he trying to say? I don't know. So it's also intentional. Um, and then I wrote my hook. I don't think this should be too early for a Monday morning discussion. What the time I scheduled this post for was actually 7:15 a.m. But I realized I did not come up. That's when I went to check again. I realized it was 7:15 p.m. I put it. So I had to quickly change it to 8 a.m. because time has already gone. So I don't think this should be too early for a Monday morning discussion. Or have you not noticed as well? Instead of drive, it drove curiosity. So they will click on show more. What did I want to tell them? The rate at which young people are diving headfirst into content creation is alarming. Don't get me wrong, content creation is powerful. It builds influence, opens doors, and even pays the bill. But is it enough on its own? I believe having a core skill should come first, whether it is in tech, finance, business, or any other field. A solid foundation ensures that your content isn't just noise, it carries substance. Content creation should be a tool to amplify expertise, not a substitute for it. Or am I just a millennial with a myopic view? Let's discuss. What do you think? Comment section. People start talking. People start talking. So, like, it is. I just said that okay. Personally, just put this picture because most of it I've been repeating my old pictures. I said, let me use this picture. It's rare for me to. I've once used it as my profile picture before, but because of my this thing, I changed it to my program. Then I said, let me use this because I know people that are close to me, they know I barely use colored hair. So let me just use this to I think I've already showed this is the hook, then this is the body from here like this to here. It's like the body, and there's no lesson here actually. Or am I just a millennial with a myopic view? This place again, I'm dragging their attention. And I say, let's discuss. What do you think? That's call to action. The CTA. I'm not sure if I have a post on. I'm not sure if I have a post on career on something that is less that has lesson length. I'm not sure. Okay. This one as well is this one as well works, but there's this one doesn't have lesson length. So I just put clear out a sheet of paper, write your name at the top, and list five. So this tear out a sheet of paper in itself is sort of like what's to be trying to do here, and it drove engagement. Who else? I don't think I have. Let me see this. Maybe if I see Sha, I can share, but this also looks similar. This post made different people reach out to me. All right, so be authentic. Your real experiences are your most powerful stories, and please don't overshare your life situations because it can bounce back. As I said, if you have tough skin, so content strategy, please don't miss this class. I'm begging you, don't miss this class because this is where everything that will have to be how you post on LinkedIn will eventually be formed. Like will be birthed rather. It will be birthed. Like if you've had the first trimester, second trimester, now you're about to give birth. This is the class that you should not miss. Is I'm begging you. Because if you miss this class, by the time you are posting, you're going to be coming back to me and say, Toby, how do I do this? Yes, it's not that even if you attend the class, it's not that you're not going to ask questions, but it will be easier for me to say, okay, why not go and use this and this? You will understand immediately. It is called informed knowledge. You're already aware of something, but you're asking questions probably because you're not clear. So by the time I answer the question, it will be clearer. So you just go and execute. But because you missed the class and you've never had time to watch the video, by the time you're asking me question, instead of me to just respond, I'll have to start teaching and explaining, right? So please, I'm begging you to join this class. So at this point, do you have any question? I am done. So if you have questions, please drop them. You can raise your hand to ask, or you drop them in the chat box like Joy. Joy said she's not. Oh, Precious, you did not know Bond FM in Lagos. Bond FM is in Lagos, so it's not in Ikiti. They are the one that started this kind of thing that Abiodun Kayode and Co is doing in Ikiti. The other guys are now doing here in Ibadan. Bond FM is in Lagos. Okay, you're welcome. Any other question? Today, maybe after today, I will need to go and check. I'll do I'll do a teaching evaluation to know the reason why people don't ask questions in my sessions. I just want to know, is it that I teach so simple that people understand and it has answered all of their questions, or people are just following and they don't want to ask questions? All right. So in the absence of no question, in the absence of questions, let's have a great. Okay. Yes, the recordings are. See, yeah, the recordings are available. I've uploaded them on YouTube, and they are well labeled. They are well named. So anyone that you miss, you will see it. I will resend the. I just resend the link this evening. I will tag it again. That this is the link in case you want to check any of the videos. This, I think most of these recording usually come after maybe 30 minutes or an hour. but it's usually MTN and Co that doesn't really allow me to. Okay, Joy is asking a question. She said, "Do you think it's okay to keep rebranding or change perception as you go as you keep growing in your career?" And Precious is saying, "I don't have any question. The explanation is simple and explanatory." Okay. So to answer Joy's question, do you think it's okay to keep rebranding? I will give my personal answer to that. It might be, it might look like you're shooting yourself in the foot, but don't forget that you are the one controlling how people will perceive you. It might bounce back. Maybe you don't know what it is that you're doing, but no, it is actually showing that you are actively thinking about yourself, about what you're doing, and how you can do it better. I think it was in the last, it was in the last class that I changed my LinkedIn header. Let me open my profile again. I changed my LinkedIn header. From this to something like I hate my job, I like my business, something like that. Then I changed my headline to something around business. But I used to have something like a reflection every week. And from that moment, from that thing, I asked myself again, Toby, what do you want to do on LinkedIn? Why are you on LinkedIn? And the answer came back the way it used to come. I'm positioning myself on LinkedIn as a thought leader. If anyone sees me as someone they can reach out to for consultation, that is personal for them. They've seen me so much talk about things like that. That is the reason why they will think that it is called halo effect. They will think that because Toby is talking about this thing, she should have answer to this. So them coming to meet me, that Toby, can you please, I want to love my job again. Can you guide me? Can you help me? It will be a byproduct of what I'm doing. But my main focus on LinkedIn is to attract people that are interested in building their country, building their continent, building Africa. Our GDP is low. So if that's the reason why I'm on LinkedIn. So the parts of me on Instagram is where I position myself as, yeah, you can come and meet me and say, okay, my business is this, is that, I need help. What should I do? My career, my 9 to 5, I think I want to transition. And I'm not sure if I still like this job anymore. I want to quit. Tell me, what do you think? That's Instagram. But link, so that's the reason why I removed that. I was like, me putting that thing on LinkedIn is as though I want my primary reason on LinkedIn is to get people to be reaching out to me and say, hey, I want to do this about my business. I said, no, that is not what I want to do. And I took it off and I added this new bio and I move on. So anybody that come here last week and say, this guy has changed it. First of all, it is their, if for them to think maybe it is wrong or it is bad, that maybe I don't know what I'm doing. It is their own myopic mind. Another person will view it as, I think she has refined a goal or a goal. That's the reason why she changed it back to this. So it is primarily my duty to change people's perception about me. And if you did not change your perception, that means it's left to you. So I don't know if as you keep growing your career. So your bio, I mean your headline can keep increasing, but primarily what you want them to know about you first, primary, is what should be what you would project. I don't know if I've answered your question, Joy. Nengi said, a situation where you have a lot of business and you want to brand your business name, what do you advise? For instance, I'm into food, clothing, lecturing. Na Naija Kosamu, how do I brand this? I don't have numerous logo. Okay. All right. The among I think it was also in yesterday's class that I know that the way I'm saying this thing, we make it look like I am just doing one thing. Whereas I think Joyce knows me personal to an extent. I am multi-talented. Like I have a lot of things. So good. I even streamline. I have to leave certain things and I still do some things that are active. So what you need to do first is, if it is LinkedIn, the part of you that you want to put on LinkedIn might be your lecturing part or might be the business part. So you want to give your business a name. There are certain business names that are usually did I say cover they cover a lot of things. I don't know the word. The English word has vanished from my head.
Like universal.
Yes, yes. So for instance, thank you. For instance, Nestle. When you hear Nestle, Nestle Milo, Nestle different whatever it is that they do. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have that name known as the big thing. Instagram has made this thing so easy. Your food business, maybe you don't want them to clash with your clothing. Create an account for the food. Let it have a name. Create an account for the clothing. Let it have a name. At CAC, give them one name. They can be subsidiaries under that one name. So whichever account it is that they are paying to, because they're subsidiary, they can pay into any of those accounts. So you can have just one name. I know of a lady that she's into, what's it called? She's into events, she's into business branding, she's into book publishing, about 3 or 4 things, marketing and sales. She had to call the name of her company Spore Nation Group. Spore Nation Group. So under Spore Nation Group, she has Spore Nation Media, Spore Nation this, Spore Nation that, Spore Nation this. And she has different outlets, different staff. She's in Nigeria, she's in Ghana, she's in Rwanda, I think she's in Kenya. So you can have that universal name, and each of those brands can stand separately on their own. But to make things also easy as you are just starting, so that you will not spread yourself too thin, just look for a name that's sort of bring everything together somehow. I don't know the kind of food that you sell. If it is maybe children food, and because I think you're the one that does baby wears. So if it is children food, it can be Nengi Kiddies World. So you are doing both children food and children's clothing. So if it is maybe a combination of both adults and all, it can be, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name that can encapsulate the two, that will make people know, okay, it is also maybe it is raw food. If it is raw food, like these two businesses are not really together, please let them be separate. Like on your WhatsApp status, no worries. People know that they are both yours. No problem. But on your Instagram, let them just stay separately. But if they are sort of interconnected, as I said, if it is the children, maybe baby foods, you can just do something like children Nengi's Kiddies World. So you sell both their food and their reels. That way the two of them align. And so lecturing obviously that would be LinkedIn. And then your experience doing combining all of those things can be what you're going to put on your what's it called? That you're going to be writing as stories on your LinkedIn. Did I answer your question? Okay, I'm presently using name stores, but trying to incorporate others, but it's not aligning. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can you can have that name registered on CAC as one name, but all of them are under that brand name, while they can have different Instagram pages, so that if they are not together, just like I was telling them yesterday on the call that I was on, that a lady is selling perfume and she's still selling perfume. And I will not mention her brand name. She now said her name is something something perfume and perfume. I'm like, the day I saw it, I did not have the strength to go into her DM and say, let us work on this thing. I was like, you know what, let me just allow her continue. When time comes, we'll talk about it. Because perfume with shawarma and the tiger nut drink, I don't know how they connect. But yeah, it's just use different Instagram page if they do not align. But when it comes to business registration, the person that's going to help you to register it, let the person know ahead that you're an enterprise, you do a lot of things. So they will add those other areas or they make it a subsidiary, depending on how the tax is like. So please ask questions when you want to do the business registration. All right. Okay. You said I've answered your question. All right. Any other question before we call it a day or a night? All right. So, in the absence of any other question, thank you all for joining. See you on Wednesday, where we talk about content strategy and we launch fully into LinkedIn. Do have a great night rest. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, Ma. Good night.